Hi, I'm Amy Wolf with VUCast. Are you one of those people who can't keep your fingers off your iPhone or iTouch? Maybe it's because of all those cool apps that seem like toys, but then you can't live without them? Well, one of those apps may have been built by a Vanderbilt student. I sat down with an impressive engineering senior who's bringing fine art to your fingertips.
You know, I was really curious from day one, I think. And then when I started writing apps and stuff, it just got cooler and cooler, so.
Vanderbilt engineering student Ben Goto loves technology and a challenge.
And so here are a couple of drawings. This is about the extent of my artistic ability, actually.
This undergrad used his impressive skills and creativity to turn a popular gadget into a device for fine art with just a few sweeps of a finger.
You can select different brushes. There are a bunch of different sort of artistic styles that people have. And I've tried to incorporate a lot of those into layers. There's also all sorts of color settings, so you can, use a full range of color with transparency and all that.
Ben translates some of the most intricate skills of fine artists, including brush strokes and color palettes, in his iPhone app called Layers.
The reason it's called Layers is that it allows your drawing to have multiple layers. And a layer, it's kind of foreign to people that are familiar with traditional art, but a layer means that you can have separate drawing surfaces. Like this, for instance, there are 3 different pieces to this drawing. And so, for instance, the artist drew the background of his image as one sheet, and then added sketches, like he sketched out his monster on another sheet, and then filled that in with paint on top. And so a lot of it, is coming up with an interface that's comfortable to use, and that's tactile enough that people can, zoom way in and add detail without it feeling like frustrating.
Ben says his app is being used as far more than a toy.
A couple of pieces that were made in my new app are going to be on display at an art gallery somewhere in Denver, Colorado.
And artists are sharing their Layers projects on websites like Flickr and YouTube.
So it was really cool to see what people were doing and to see how far they'd gone. It's somewhere where people really appreciate the quality and the time that goes into thinking things through and making a really nice application. And so, you look at all these hot babe apps and fart apps and everything that's on the App Store, and it's amazing. I really don't have a knack for that kind of thing, but I love writing software and seeing that people appreciate the extra 10% that you put in.
Ben made Layers and some other apps on his own, but said he received inspiration from professors here at Vanderbilt.
We'd talk about something new, and I'd go back and redesign 10 different things to make it work better.
And he says a new class at Vanderbilt's engineering school is helping him and other programmers learn in a hands-on way.
I think Vanderbilt, the new classes that they're offering, especially this one this fall in smartphone programming, I think that'll be a really huge step in the right direction as far as keeping up with the times and offering these new and really exciting classes. What's
next for this impressive student?
Doing this stuff on the iPhone has really made me a lot more interested in the way that people interact with devices, and that tactile feedback that you get when you use the iPhone, and that the pleasure that makes it easy to use and enjoyable. And there are entire programs that focus on the psychological aspects of how do you write computer software that makes people feel good. And so that's kind of the direction that I'm leaning right now.
And as Ben mentioned, the Vanderbilt Engineering School has a class that teaches students how to build apps. Stay with VUCast for more on that class and what they're working on for Vandy. Now from the latest technology to what was once considered high-tech at Vanderbilt decades ago. What did scholars do in the days before research went wireless? Well, check out Vanderbilt's own steampunk version of the internet. In the lobby of the Heard Library is a window full of pneumatic tubes. You may remember them from drive-through bank teller lines. Until 1961, undergrads were not allowed in the stacks. They had to request books through the circulation desk. To save the librarian from climbing stairs to get books for the whole campus, Vanderbilt installed a system of steam-powered tubes.
The students who were shelving in the stacks would hear the thing go bing when it hit a place up there, and they would go get the tube. Then they would go and look for the book and send the book back down on the conveyor belt.
You can check out the pneumatic tubes at the Heard Library.
We've got a mile-wide tornado in front of us, man. Severe damage.
In 2008, tornadoes killed more people in Tennessee than anywhere else in the U.S. Vanderbilt is helping protect people by being the first and only university in Tennessee with storm-ready certification by the National Weather Service. Vanderbilt has a 24/7 emergency operations center to monitor weather conditions. Weather warnings are sent through sirens, Alert VU, and online. You can get more info at emergency.vanderbilt.edu and vanderbilt.edu/alertvu.
They say, why, tell them that you shouldn't, they know why.
It's no secret questions of identity surrounded pop star Michael Jackson's life and death, and that brings us to our Vandy Internet Hotspot. Recently, a group of Vanderbilt professors specializing in psychology, history, English, and African American and diaspora studies came together for a fascinating discussion titled Conflicted Identities: Michael Jackson and the Problem of Diversity in America. You can watch their full discussion on the King of Pop on vanderbilt.edu/news or youtube.com/Vanderbilt. Until next week, I'm Amy Wolf.